welcome to the Nerd Age Podcast. This is a show where we talk about everything nerdy. My name is Jonah, and I'm here with Corey.
What's up?
And Josh.
What's up?
We're going to get into some news just right off the bat. Let's talk about some news came out. We got a few trailers that we want to discuss. We don't have to trash or blast these, but we got Joker 2.
I'd lose all these. I'd lose all of them for a trash and blast.
Joker 2 said to be kind of a musical.
Well, kind of.
They announced it. Everyone was like, how is this going to be a musical?
Yeah.
It seems to be more like there's music involved.
Yeah.
It's not like they're doing like, I'm the Joker and I fell.
Right. That's what I was like imagining.
It's more like what I think I read was it's more like really popular songs that they're going to be kind of in their mind. The trailer talks about how they use music to help the patients and deal with a lot of their stuff. So,
right.
What'd you guys think of the trailer? Were you guys fans of the first movie? I think we all watched it together, if I'm not mistaken. I thought we went and watched it.
I don't think I watched it with you guys.
Well, Corey didn't watch it with us, but I'm pretty sure Josh and I did.
Yeah, you guys did.
What'd you guys think of the first one? What'd you think of this trailer?
Go ahead, Josh.
Joker 1.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Joker 1.
It was one of those movies that I don't think I've seen it again. Actually, maybe I've watched it twice. But
really?
It's not one of those movies that I'm like, I'm kind of feeling Joker.
Right.
It's a depressing
Yeah.
movie. The music's awesome.
Music's great.
Joaquin Phoenix
Music was really good.
is awesome in it, but it's just kind of a depressing, like you kind of feel icky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like dark. You feel kind of like,
Yeah.
It's like kind of an uncomfortable movie. So it's not like it's really well done and a really good movie, but not like my go-to, like, yeah, let's put Joker on.
Feel good movie.
Yeah.
Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah.
Beethoven,
Mighty Ducks.
Joker.
That's your list. I love that list. That's a good
Angels in the Outfield,
Feel good
dude.
movie. Rookie of the Year, obviously.
sports movies.
Air Bud. Come on.
All movies that Aunt Libby took us to watch in the Garland.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, dude, dollar
We were
movies. Heck yeah, bro.
But I think the trailer for the second one looks really cool. I think we were all just kind of waiting to see like what does it mean that it's going to be kind of more musical. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be like a straight up musical, like you said. They're going to use music to tell a story essentially.
Yeah.
And the way they do it in the trailer looks cool already. Like how they have like the kind of the umbrellas pop up and stuff like that. It seems kind of like almost like, singing in the rain a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it just looks like they're going to have some set pieces with music involved.
Yeah.
But I think it looks really cool. There's a couple shots that look really sweet. That one shot where he's kind of like at the piano and the lights just like shining on him looks cool. Or just the umbrella one. And then obviously the mirror scene is like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, with the lipstick.
Yeah.
It's like, show me who
And
you
you're like,
really
okay,
are.
let's
And
just
he's like,
wait. It's getting there.
Someone should get a raise for that shot.
Yeah.
Who thought about
Give him
that?
the Oscar right now, dude.
Cinematographer.
Yeah.
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 Somebody.
No, it was just some
Director.
random
It was the
Photog-
coffee dude. He was like,
The director of photography.
Yeah, they were like filming without it, and then this guy's like,
Wait,
you know what? What if she put some lipstick on there, and then from this side, he went and it made his smile? Wouldn't that be cool? And they're like, do it.
Yeah.
That's how I imagine.
like, can we get some lipstick up
No,
here?
it was probably the director was like that. He says the exact same thing. He's like, "That's a great idea."
Yeah, no.
Good thing I came up with it.
Exactly. But yeah, it looks cool. I'll be interested to see what it's like. I don't think we had like any kind of like kind of Easter eggs or anything in there. Like they mentioned Arkham.
Yeah, it says
Hotel
Hotel Arkham.
Arkham, but like, yeah, I mean, we didn't have, aside from Thomas Wayne being in the first one, right? He's in the first one?
Yeah.
We didn't really have any ties to like Batman or anything like that. So I'm curious to see if we see any of that in the movie or not.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't know. Yeah, with what James Gunn is doing with his own Batman, I doubt they're going to connect this to James Gunn's Batman. So they already have the Matt Reeves Batman.
George Clooney better show up. Same
Yeah.
age.
So it'll be interesting to see if they do stuff. Corey, I take it you weren't a fan of the first one, or I mean,
it was okay. I mean, like I knew what they were going for, and they did it really well. It's just not my favorite type of movie.
No.
That's just not. I never think to myself, I really want to feel bad and or feel
I want
awkward,
to feel gross,
like awkwardly gross, like in that weird gray. Yeah. But it was well shot. The music was good, like you said, and I mean, I like cinematically, I was like, oh, that's very interesting. It wasn't like, wow, I feel so full of joy and happiness afterwards. No, it was more like, oh, I need to go take a shower, kind of a thing, But I mean, there is so much, there's a lot to be said about that. Being able to convey emotions is the number one goal, really. And if you can make the audience feel a certain way, I think they did their job. So for that's the reason why they won so many awards for that movie. His acting was sick. What a cool and different way to kind of see Joker portrayed in this like pre-Joker.
Yeah.
With the trailer, I don't know how to feel about it. Like when you were saying, "Oh yeah, musical," and then I watched it and I was like, "Okay, it's not quite a musical, but music's going to be very prominent." Because when they said, "Oh, Lady Gaga is going to be Harley Quinn," I was like, "Oh, it's for sure." They're singing it up.
A Star is Born.
There's no way she doesn't sing. There's no way she doesn't sing.
Yeah, she's totally
she's singing.
Yeah.
She's singing full bore.
Just give her the Oscar right now.
It's not my thing. I don't know. I'm gonna watch it, but I expect. I also am hesitant because I know how Harley Quinn and Joker are. I hope there's not a lot of like, like
Hanky Panky.
Hanky Panky. Thank you.
I don't want to see that.
I don't really want.
No Hanky Panky. All right.
I'm not a fan. Also, it's kind of hard to kind of like. Maybe it's because. What's her face has been playing Harley Quinn for so long.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, but it's hard to kind of like buy that she's Harley Quinn for me. And she doesn't look like a Harley Quinn. You can throw as much makeup on her as you can and put pigtails on her and do all that stuff. But for me, we'll see how the acting and the lines are and how it all comes out. But I don't know. I'm hesitant.
Yeah.
Very hesitant. I don't like what. That shot of her and Joker, it's very Hanky Panky-esque. And I don't like that. I don't like it.
Hey, here at the Nerdage Podcast, we are not for any kind of hanky panky.
No, sirree.
No, sirree. We are.
We're clean cut here.
That's right. We don't watch that stuff.
That's right.
So I think what the interesting thing that I really liked about the trailer is she does look different than the Margot Robbie that we've gotten. Especially
the Margot Robbie. You mean the Harley
Quinn? The Margot Robbie Harley Quinn that we've gotten. But I do see, because this Joker is kind of more like grounded, real life kind of, that she makes sense to be like, oh, I can see that she's kind of just insane. Like they're both just crazy. Whereas the Margot Robbie Harley Quinn, especially in the James Gunn, was like, oh, I imagine this guy splooging. Like that, they just went over the top with just like silly stuff.
I don't remember that line.
Thank you, Pink.
That's when it was raining,
Yeah.
Angel.
No, I get it, yeah.
And that kind of stuff. I feel like she can nail that aspect of the more grittier, grounded, more realistic take of Harley Quinn, not so cartoonish. And so I'm interested to see if she can act alongside Joaquin Phoenix, because we've seen Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, he's an incredible actor. He won the Oscar for Joker last time. So you really need somebody that can match his intensity and match his acting ability. So I think she's done some really good acting stuff, but can you get to that level? That's going to be interesting for me to see.
Yeah, I actually kind of hope she's not like just like Margot Robbie. Like I hope she's kind of dialed back a little bit, like not with so much like the the typical Harley Quinn voice of like, hey, Mr. J, like bats. Yeah. Like super like I'm like, hey, maybe tone it down a little bit, because I feel like Joaquin Phoenix as Joker is a little bit toned down. Like he's not like the animated series Joker. You know what I mean? Like he still has his weird quirks in his laugh, but he's not like over the top. Like I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
It's also kind of like pre full blown Joker, so it's like, those things develop. So maybe we can see more of a rougher version of her, like maybe a more grounded version of her, like you were saying. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, but I think I'm interested because this doesn't seem like a cash grab, because Joaquin Phoenix was like, I'm not going to, this is just a one-off. I wouldn't do a Joker 2 unless they had a good story. Yeah. And then when they came out with,
they said a musical.
To me, it just seems.
And those theater kids are suckers for musicals. Well, I love me some musical. Let's go.
I just feel like it's not like your typical like Joker 2, more action, better than ever. It's like it's a unique spin on a sequel that makes me interested to be like, oh no, they actually had an idea that was different to make Joaquin Phoenix come back. It's the same director. So to me,
I got this feeling that it's so different that it's gonna be not great, not good.
Okay, could be.
You know what I mean? You can just push the envelope too far, and then the magic's lost.
As long as he doesn't kill the little person, that he saved in the first one. They didn't kill. He's like, you were always nice to me. You're fine. You can leave. That scene is crazy.
That's crazy.
But yeah. Anyways, what did you think of the Joker Part 2 trailer? Let us know. Are you excited about it? Well, we have another trailer we're going to discuss. This is a video game trailer. Star Wars Outlaws story trailer dropped last week as well. There's a little controversy. We'll talk about the controversy after we kind of discuss the trailer. Trailer basically gives us where this takes place. It takes place between, looks like, Empire and Return of the Jedi. Han Solo is frozen in carbonite. We saw that in the trailer. Yeah. It has a bunch of the Crimson Dawn and the other gangster. I can't remember the syndicates, crime syndicates.
The Hutt's a gangster.
We've seen they revealed that Kira's actually in this game, which I think is really cool. I've always wanted a Solo too. I wanted to see what she did with Crimson Dawn and Maul, but so maybe they're telling a little bit of that story.
Yeah.
But wow, yeah. What did you guys think of the trailer? Are you guys excited for this game? And
I'm kind of glad we're not doing Trash or Blast, because I'm kind of on it.
Yeah, I'm super mad.
I was like, I think the story looks cool, I guess, but I just wasn't like super like drawn in. I mean, it looks like it's going to be fun. Like, you're a scoundrel doing bounties and stuff like that. Getting a team together, doing a heist kind of a thing. So I think the gameplay could probably be fun. But it just seemed like, I don't know. There wasn't anything that really like hooked me of like, man, I can't wait to.
No lightsabers.
Yeah, no lightsabers. There wasn't anything that hooked me to be like, I'm super excited to play this game. It looks fun. It looks like it'll be an enjoyable experience. But yeah, story-wise, I don't think there was anything that really kind of like I was super excited to jump into, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, and also, especially since I'm not like a gamer on your guys' level, it has to be something that really gets me to be like super stoked for it. And so this, I think one of my biggest issues, and I can't really say why, but I'm not sold on the main character. I don't know if it's her line delivery. I don't know if it's the look she has, but there's something that I'm like, it feels off a little bit. Like it's just a trailer. We've only seen 2 trailers.
Right.
But just in her line delivery and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't get me to be like, oh, I want to play that character. I feel like with Jedi Survivor and Cal Kestis, like that was early on. There was something about that character. I was like, oh, I want to know more about that, more about him. I bought into that character, and for some reason in these trailers, I don't know if it's the voice acting or what. Maybe it's the cute little like Loth cat thing that she's got. I think
that was sick.
There's just something about it, and I can't put my finger on it. Don't say it. That's not the.
You know what I want to say?
Yes, we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna say, "Oh, you're just sexist."
Boom! You said it, bro.
There's just something about it.
I don't know. There's something about I just identify with the guy. You know, I don't know what it is.
I just can't identify with women.
Yeah.
No, but
How could she, be in this position?
That's
Going
not
up against
true,
Jabba the Hutt?
because I love.
No way.
Hey,
Say it.
Princess Leia was the Hutt killer.
Star Wars has. No, I'm just kidding.
So I have no problem with that because Star Wars is filled with awesome female characters.
I know. I'm
Ahsoka,
just joking around.
It's just something about in
yanking
the
your
trailer.
chain.
I can't figure it out. I can't figure out why. I'm like, can there be something better? Is it her voice? I don't know. It's just tough. I can't really put it into words. But there's something that it's not getting
Clicking
me to be
with you.
like, I want to know
It's
more
not getting
about
you
her
excited.
character.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you. If the main character was Han Solo, and they were making this game for Han Solo,
I'd be in.
but would you play it?
Probably.
I don't think you would.
I mean, if I buy a PS5.
yeah. Sorry, if you had a PS5,
Yeah.
you think you'd actually buy it and play it? Because I'm trying to think about that, and I don't think you would, because it's just not your game. You know what I'm saying?
But
it's just not your game.
There's a little.
I think you're more of a, hey, let me watch the cutscenes after the game comes out kind of a guy, because you want to watch a movie.
In some cases, but I mean,
you're talking about character and line delivery like it's a movie, and you're like, I just can't get with.
Yeah,
this
but maybe it's
Outlaw
because like the games that I really enjoy playing that are like Red Dead Redemption 2, like those.
They're more cinematic.
Are more like cinematic.
They are.
And you invest in those characters. So if it was Han Solo and you had like his voice and it was done, that would be something I'd be like, okay, well, can I get invested in the story? Especially if you then drop that like Kira's in it. It's like, oh my gosh, this is like Solo 2. They're just putting into a video game. That would get me.
But Alden Ehrenreich's face.
Even if it was Boba Fett, I feel like there would be something there if it was Boba Fett. Or if it's like, oh, you're playing as Asajj Ventress or something like that. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just there's something with if you're introducing a new character, you got to make me care about it. And I know that's what the game's supposed to do. Just on the trailers, there's something that I'm not feeling invested in the character to begin with.
Okay. Well, for me, I think no lightsabers, no play me. I don't know. The outlaw stuff is just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if there was intermixed gameplay between two different interesting characters, one was a Jedi, one was an outlaw, I will grit my teeth through the outlaw gameplay and enjoy the whole package. But it's just outlaw, shooty.
Yeah, and I also want to see like a
okay.
trailer where it's like shows the gameplay because I want to see.
Yeah, I mean that's the
graphics
thing.
didn't look that like impressive to me. I've seen better, but it wasn't like terrible. But I was like, oh, okay, it didn't like pop out to me. But I think the gameplay is what's gonna sink or swim, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like if there's unique aspects of it where it's like, that's what I want to see.
If the flight stuff is really good, if you get to have awesome dogfights and really interesting things like that, that could be a huge win for them.
Yeah, I think they mentioned that you can on your way to missions, you'll get into dogfights and stuff like that.
So, but if that's engaging and fun,
right.
it could be a
I think that'll be the biggest selling point is like, is it interesting, cool mechanics, or is it annoying and like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just flying. Oh, okay. Now I have to do a dogfight. Okay. And it's like super annoying. Like the controls are off. You know what I mean? Like it'll be interesting to see kind of what the gameplay's like. Cause I don't think we've seen much gameplay, just like her riding the speeder maybe in the first look we got, and maybe some combat a little bit, but we'll see. I'm
just worried of it being too one note and it just being kind of like a story type game where you just do mission 1, mission 2, mission 3 in that order. Yeah. And there's no because what does it mean to be an outlaw, right? Like, shooting and betraying people and, making deals and doing trading and going on like crazy runs, that's like prohibited, trading goods and making money and stuff. That aspect I hope they really go into because that could be unique. I haven't heard anything.
That's my initial thought is like, oh, is it going to be like, again, Red Dead Redemption. You're an outlaw. You kind of, there's all these things you can do.
Well, it's not going to be
right. But
right.
But what I'm saying is there going to be some elements of that. Like,
yeah, right.
If that's the case, if it's like Red Dead Redemption in space and in a Star Wars skin, like some of those athletes
without the openness, right?
Without the openness,
scale it down.
But like
if you have choices
but you have choices, and you can be like, you know,
shoot first.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, there's a person on the side of the road. You can, you know, hog tie him and put him on
the railroad tracks.
The speeders come and they, you know,
space hog tie him.
yeah,
throw him in a Sarlacc pit.
So that kind of, I don't know. It to me, it's like
that would be sick.
Are they going to lean into that, or is it just going to be like, oh no, you're an outlaw, but you have a golden heart, and then it turns out that everything's, you know, like they clean it up so that you don't do bad things.
Well, I'm worried about it being just Jedi Survivor with a gun.
Yeah.
Where it's just go in the level and beat the guys and get the thing at the end. Like, that's it. I hope it's not so basic.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if they said anything about like getting renown, basically. Because in my mind, I think you should have renown with the different syndicates.
Yeah.
Like you can say if I do jobs for Black Sun,
I'm an honorary Hutt.
Then I'm gonna get like, I maybe open up more missions that go that way, but then I can't do stuff with the Pikes or whatever.
Right.
And then you can kind of like, I'm gonna start doing things with the Pikes, but then that means my renown with, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
The other ones goes down.
That would be cool.
So I think that would be cool. I don't know if they've mentioned anything about that.
Well, the game rating is rated for gambling, so you might place the buck.
Nice.
There you go.
That's all I'll do.
That's what you buy the game for. That's what you spend
little
$110 on, which is our next point.
The next point here, the controversy. They dropped the pre-order and the price tags. And one of the biggest things that people were angry about. So in the trailer, one of the things everyone was talking about was the reveal that she goes in front of Jabba the Hutt, and then the reveal that Han Solo's in Carbonite. So they're like, oh my gosh, it's between Empire and Return of the Jedi. You're going to see Jabba. You're going to work for Jabba, which is cool. And then it was revealed when they dropped the prices that you get the Jabba mission on the release date if you spend $110 to get the golden.
It's the season pass.
The season pass. So if you just buy the basic game, which is $80,
$70,
so $69.99, you won't get access to that. So it seems like you're getting an incomplete game at that point,
right? Because the aspect of like buying a little bit better version to get the 3-day early access, that's been in play for years, and Ubisoft and Activision, these guys are kind of doing that all the time now.
Yeah.
But to limit someone to the access of the different missions and stuff is kind of not so great in my opinion.
Yeah. And I mean, the wording does say get access day one. So I guess in my mind, that would imply that maybe down the line it gets unlocked or they'll release it. But that's still stupid to have
release it as DLC.
To have to pay like,
so hopefully
$40 extra bucks.
Hopefully you can
$30 extra bucks.
Hopefully you can grind enough reputation to get access to those
to Jabba. That might, that would make sense.
Hopefully that's what it is.
Yeah, because stuff like that I don't really care about. Like if I can actually get access to something through the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think if it's just straight up like you're gonna have to pay this extra money to get a mission that's probably not very long anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it'd be like, that's kind of a big waste of money. And then I'm curious to see what other things they plan on releasing with the season pass. If they'll just release more missions at a later date.
Skins.
But still, that seems like not worth it for me.
Yeah.
In my mind.
I think there's something wrong about a season pass for a single player game. I don't know why. I think it's just because they're trying to get more money out of you for longer. So I guess it depends on how much they update the game for free, like content for free. Because if they are doing like new updates every couple months, then there could be an argument for that's worth it. That's just to fund for the development of the game. Because if you just take one upfront chunk, that eventually goes away, right? So it'll just depend on how they do it. And if they have like actual like better guns blocked behind money transactions as well, because that's a common thing with that pass. I don't know if they're going to do it like Call of Duty does it, but you'll have a free version, you'll have a paid version, and hopefully on the free version, you grind enough in the battle pass, you get access to all the guns. But some battle passes give you better guns on the paid side. And that's a big no-no for me.
Yeah.
Not that this is a competitive game.
Right.
It's a single-player game.
Yeah.
But to keep content away from the person who paid $70.
Yeah, it's not like you're playing $5.99 for it or something.
Right. It's not even like a free. If it's a free to play game, we get it. You got to make money. You're going to charge us for all the cool
this
stuff.
Candy Crush, absolutely.
Yeah, we get it.
We get it.
But it's a single player game that you're required to connect to the internet. That's just how it is now. I don't know. There's something kind of dirty about it. I think that's why the outrage is there. And I get it. You know, older gamers, they don't want to be charged more money. Who does?
Yeah, I think it's exactly what you're saying. The fact that it's a single player game.
That's the part.
And then it's that's
if they say it's a live service game, go ahead.
It's kind of like
charge for a battle pass.
So if I were to put it for games that I buy on release day, if it was Breath of the Wild 2, right? So I spent the extra money to get the special edition because it came with something.
Right.
Like it came with a steelbook or whatever and the map or something. So
and did you get something in game?
You don't get anything in game.
You get a cool outfit.
Maybe you get
a cool outfit. A limited edition.
I can't remember if you got something.
I don't think they gave you.
I don't think you got anything.
Okay, all right.
But if it was like,
but I got a coin.
If it was like you spend that much,
you did. That's right.
If it's like you spend that much money to then be like, oh, you get to play a certain mission that no one else does.
Yeah,
I'm just like that. Why?
Wouldn't feel great.
Or what ends up happening is they just end up. Because with the Arkham games, they did a season pass for Arkham.
Yeah.
But it was skins. So like they got the Batman Beyond skin.
Yep, cosmetics.
You could play as Christian Bale Batman. You could play as like all this kind of stuff. So it was
maybe different voice
like,
lines or something. Who knows?
And then they added,
cool.
you get the DLC when they come out. So it's like, you get to fight Harley Quinn, which you didn't in the game. But that's a DLC anyone else can pay for. You just got it with the season pass. Does that make sense?
But you had to pay money for it.
You had to pay for the season pass to get all that stuff when it was going to be released, or you could just purchase it after the fact when it was released, like
for the missions,
for the DLC. Like, I want that one. But to me, it's not like.
But it wasn't available at day one.
No, it wasn't that. If you bought the season pass, it was like down the line you'll get this is what you're paying for. So it's just a little strange to me, and it's like you guys said, it's not something that I can't see anybody that's a gamer that's like, this is a great idea. Like, this is exactly what I want to do.
Right? I think it would be different if it was like, hey, we're working on more missions. You know what I mean? And we're going to release them at a later date. But this is like, the Jabba the Hutt mission is ready to go right out the gate.
Right.
You don't get access
and
to
we're going to hold it off because you need to pay extra for it.
Yeah.
Because if they're still working on content, that happens all the time with games. Like you said, even with the Arkham games, it was like, hey, you're going to fight, new set of missions.
Yeah.
You can pay for the DLC. Okay. That's been around forever. But the way that it's done this way, it's just like, we're just straight up going to hold back that mission because we want people to pay the season pass.
Yeah.
And then who knows what it looks like down the line. If it's like, you can pay $5 for the Jabba the Hutt mission, or you'll unlock it somehow. But it just,
I mean, there's this aspect of, okay, we make this game, we've got 100 quests, and then that's all the content. And then they can make a choice at the end, and this is kind of what they did, was they said, hey, we're going to get out 1% of that quest line. We're going to keep it, and we're going to release it as a real money purchase you can make. But we've already made it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you think about it like that, they're withholding content from you that they've made. But they could have already made 20% more, and they just haven't told us about it.
Right.
And that's going to be their first DLC.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Yeah.
So as a developer, I understand they want to get more money.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel good as a consumer. I think that's the biggest thing. It just doesn't feel good. We know that it happens. We know the logistics of it. We know that they've got to have their DLC ready to go because it's going to come out in 2 months. Do you think they are going to develop it in 2 months? No. They already finished it. You know what I mean? Like, the DLC is ready to go. They're going to be working on DLC number 2. So Yeah, there's always this kind of weird stuff about it because we're used to old school games where you just get 100% of the game and then it was done. They didn't support it afterwards. It was done. But since it's an open world game, and I feel like they put a lot of effort into this game, and they're touting it as their first open world game for Star Wars, I think there's something there that they're like, we got to keep pushing it. We got to keep pushing it. Yeah. Our teams are here. We need to support our teams. It just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
When it's a one player game. That's weird.
It's probably stupid, but I think it's the wording on it. Like
it totally is.
If they came out a month later and they were like, hey, the Jabba the Hutt mission will release on this date.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Then I'd be like, okay. But since it's like, hey, it's good to go day one.
Pay 30 more bucks.
And you put it in the trailer for everybody.
That was
So it's when we break it down like that, it's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But
I want them to lie to me.
Good. Well, that's the thing.
Just lie to me. You know what I mean? That's all I need. I'm a simple man.
Makes sense.
Star Wars Outlaws. I'm definitely gonna watch when it comes out.
Yeah.
Just to see how it is.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Makes sense. We got a little more news before we jump into X-Men 97. This is just some kind of random stuff. If you guys don't want to talk about it, then just don't talk about it. But I thought it was kind of interesting.
What do we got?
We got some Transformers.
Oh, Transformers.
Yeah. So Transformers 1, there was a trailer that dropped for it, which is the animated Transformers. They didn't put the trailer out for everybody, but some people saw it. They said it looks really cool, the animation and everything. So that's kind of interesting. But another piece of news that came out was that they're doing a Transformers G.I. Joe crossover. It's in the works. It's happening. Live action.
Well, they teased it at the end of the last Transformers one, right?
Yes, they did.
Yes, that's right.
So, but people were like, is it going to go anywhere? Apparently, they're working on it. What do you guys think? Are you guys in for some Transformers G.I. Joe? The movies have not been great. I feel like, especially G.I. Joe, it's like there's potential to make something good, but they haven't been good. Is this the thing that G.I. Joe needs? Is Transformers crossover?
Negative plus a negative. Positive.
That's right, baby.
That's what it could be.
I don't know. I mean, they need something, right? They need to mix it up somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know if combining the two together. I mean, time frame wise, childhood memories kind of lines up, but I don't know, man.
I mean, the other thing is,
G.I. Joe's like
we always hate in Transformers movies, like the
people part.
So it's like maybe if we put in like G.I. Joe's,
like
people
really,
would be like, I like Snake Eyes. I like Snake Eyes and Optimus.
That's true.
You want to see Snake Eyes taking out a Decepticon? Dude?
I want Snake Eyes and Bumblebee, because neither of them talk.
That'd be sick.
Just a silent movie.
Yeah, there you go.
I was on the fence, but then you mentioning that I don't care about the normies, but if they're G.I. Joe,
if it's Flint,
then I might be like, okay,
if it's Sergeant Savage,
they're really like awesome normies.
Yeah, shoot, that sounds sick. Yeah, I just don't know what. I don't feel like they're capturing two different demographics, though. I feel like it's like Transformers and G.I. Joe is like overlap.
It should have been Transformers and Barbie.
Yeah,
right.
Or Polly Pocket. Something like that.
Polly Pocket.
That would be kind of cool. The Transformers, their thing opens up. There's Polly Pockets inside.
Yeah, dude, sick.
That'd be pretty legit.
Yeah, I don't. My bar is really low.
Yeah.
On this because even that last Rise of the Beasts, whatever it was not great. But
I know that G.I. Joe stuff was
throw some G.I. Joe in there.
Well, and the Transformers one, apparently they're saying is like into the Spider-Verse kind of animation stuff. So they're like, it looks really cool. So I mean,
the animation part,
right?
That one.
But animated movies are
interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm like, the live action, I don't know.
Yeah, no
live action.
The other story that kind of came out was they're working on, I think it's Paramount. They're doing a rated R Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action movie.
Live action movie
based on the last Ronin. Where it's I can't remember which one, but he's the last
Michelangelo.
Yeah, I think he's the last one alive, and so they're like, it's going to be R-rated. live action. Walter Hamada is working on it, which is the guy that was at WB.
That's your favorite guy.
What?
So that news came out. I'm like, okay.
I lost my brothers.
Yeah.
No,
He's got a scar on his face.
I mean, the comic's
supposed to be crazy, yeah.
I hate these humans.
They
betrayed my brothers.
That's kind of crazy.
We just wanted some pizza.
I'm only in.
That's good, huh?
I'm only in if it's Keanu Reeves as the last Ronin.
Can you
Okay.
imagine?
Okay, you got me.
Winner.
I was
That'd
going
be
to
a
say no
winner.
because I was like, Walter Hamada sucks. But
Not
now that you say
Keanu
Keanu
Reeves?
Reeves,
Fuck Keanu.
yeah, either him or Denzel.
back. Yeah.
But just picture that voice, but
What does he
in a
say?
turtle suit.
What did
you
they
know?
say? Cowabunga. I was like,
I mean, that would be pretty legit.
that'd be sick.
Where they showed, I want to say 10, 15 minutes of Gladiator 2.
Oh, really?
They said
Standing ovation?
They said the trailer should drop next week, is what some people are saying.
Wow.
But they said it's what are the actors' names? Denzel Washington is kind of like the guy that runs the Gladiator area, and then
He's like the manager of the
Paul
Gladiator
Mescal
shop.
and what's the other actor that's in it? I'm spacing now, but apparently what kind of the description was these two guys. One's a general, and him and this other
Apology
guy
murdered son.
end up having to become gladiators, and they fight each other and stuff like that. But there was a little confusion. Some people were saying Lucius was one of them, and then they're saying no, he wasn't. So apparently Lucius is in this. The character that was what's the little kid and the guy from Glass and Unbreakable.
Yeah.
But
Joaquin Phoenix's nephew.
they said that the
Come on, guys. How can you not remember his name?
that the guy has
Unbelievable.
at the Gladiator Arena is like they got sharks, they got all this. It's crazy, over the top.
Sharks.
They got sharks. They got like tigers. They got
sand
some
sharks?
crazy stuff. They got giraffes with spikes.
They got
Anyways,
spikes.
I don't know. That was just thrown in there.
You just threw that in there.
But apparently from the footage, they're like, it's beautifully shot. It's gruesome. It's Ridley Scott doing what Ridley Scott does. So I'm kind of really interested in it because it's got Denzel. I mean, come on. And Gladiator 2, let's go. Do you guys have any?
The other thing I was trying to look up, Keanu Reeves was cast as Shadow in Sonic 3.
Sonic 3.
That's what I saw today. I was like, what did he get casted as?
Nice.
Shadow in Sonic
Next step,
3.
logically, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Sounds about right.
Do you guys have any thoughts on Gladiator 2? Do you guys care?
Not in my top 10, so I hope it's trash.
I
Don't care?
No, I'm excited for the trailer to come out.
I am ready to be pleased.
Yeah, I'm just
Pleasantly surprised.
That pleased me,
And pleased
Ridley
me,
Scott.
Yes.
yes.
Thank you.
Well, I'm excited to see the trailer because I think we
that's
talked about
the
it
big
before
one.
as like, sequels, 20 plus years after the original is always like,
Can be rough.
we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah, and I got to know if Hans Zimmer is doing the
He has to.
soundtrack. If not,
Probably not. He probably gets
Not
some
with what?
other underling to write the music and just slap his name on it.
Do you think he's one of the top candidates to be cloned?
Hans Zimmer?
You know what I mean? Like it'd be awesome for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
If they had like 5 different
Five
Hans
different
Zimmers.
Hans Zimmer.
You see, he'd be
Yeah,
producing
every movie, yeah.
every movie
Everything.
just has his
Yeah.
music basically.
DJ Hans.
He's in like the local clubs
He's doing
and
Coachella
stuff.
and everything.
Yeah.
He's got to be everywhere. You go to a winery in Spokane, it's like, oh, live music by Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
He's just playing. Come on.
There's got to be a top
That's it,
10 of people of who they'd want to clone. You know what I mean?
Maybe we should do that next week. Top
10 people to clone?
10 people to clone.
Wait, like real life people?
Yeah, real life
yeah.
people. Like it can't be our family. Like I
No.
want
No, you
my
can't clone
daughters
your-
to
yeah.
live forever. Right.
Right.
It's like it's
get
got to
really
be like
weird.
famous people, celebrities,
Sure,
maybe
sure.
politicians. No, probably no one wants a politician to be cloned.
No way.
But we'll have to set up some rules. Like, do they start as a baby or do they start as full grown adult?
Full grown Hans.
Wow.
Oh, what do they grow quickly like
Or
clones?
like a clone,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a clone trooper.
Oh, that's a good
So
question.
that's what I'm saying.
I'm liking this. I'm liking this idea.
Oh, this
though.
top 10 is
Look,
gonna be
that's a
crazy.
little
Hey, let's
preview.
not. Yeah, that's a little preview. of What's
Let's not spoil
That's
it.
a little preview of what's coming on the Nerd Age podcast in the weeks to come.
Top 10 cloned people in real life.
Hey, no one else is doing it. We
No,
got.
I
to.
don't think anyone's done that. That's crazy. Love it.
I think that's all I got in the news.
All the news. News.
There might have been something else, but I forgot it.
Must have been
I don't know. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crazy.
Yeah, that one's crazy. Deadpool. That was the other thing I was going to say.
Was the popcorn thing a real thing? The bucket, or was that a joke?
The Kevin Feige said that he made fun of the Dune.
Yeah,
one,
the
and
worm
he says,
one.
He's like, we have a movie that's going to be that we can go rated R and do it on purpose. So he's like, look out for that.
Yeah. So I saw pictures of it, of one.
There's been multiple ones that have released, but I think they're all AI images.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I assume it's going to be something like that on purpose.
Yeah.
They showed some more footage. They said it breaks the fourth wall all the time. That Deadpool says stuff like,
the popcorn
suck it, Fox.
The popcorn bucket's going to be watching you instead of you watching the movie.
But there's just a ton of rumors of all these cameos in it. I think this is kind of what Marvel needs because it seems it's something new. And you got Hugh Jackman coming back, but it's going to be good.
Yep, he's huge.
And hopefully Henry Cavill in as Magneto or Cyclops or Wolverine
and all of them.
And
not or
Henry Cavill is getting ready to do the remake of Highlander. And he said that he's like if you thought that my sword skills were good in The Witcher, he's like, you ain't seen nothing yet. So I was like, yes.
Wow, he's really good at cutting heads.
Let me tell you something.
Not to do a spoiler, but that's number one on Jonah's list of cloned people. By the way, Henry
Cavill. No, it's Zack Snyder.
He's definitely on the list. I'm not gonna lie. Henry Cavill. It's a little story about Henry Cavill. I should have a sound that says Cavill talk or something. He's doing his interview for what's the name of the movie he's got coming out?
League of Ungentlemanly Warfare,
yes,
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But the director's like, I've done 2 movies with this guy. He's like, everything they say about Henry Cavill is true. He's the best. He's like,
he's the worst to work with.
He's like, there hasn't been a moment. He's like, whenever in any situation, wherever we're at, if a woman enters the room, he stands up. He's like, 2 movies, spending so many years with this guy, it always happens. I'm like, he is the real deal.
Hey, here's that attention you ordered, Henry. Here you go.
Wow.
I'm just saying, he's the best. He's the best.
What a gentleman.
Yeah.
I wish you were more of a gentleman.
I wish you were more of a gentleman.
I do too.
Do you want me to?
I'll be the first to admit it.
I was more like Henry Cavill.
Jonah,
I ain't gonna lie.
Anytime you walk in the room, I'll stand up for you.
Got him.
I wish I was more like Henry Cavill. It's that simple. My wife also wishes I was more like Henry Cavill. You know. Anyways, that's gonna do it for the news. We're gonna move on to talk about X-Men 97.
70.
Going back in time, baby.
97.
Yeah.
We got a new episode. We've been wanting to talk about it for a while.
Yeah.
I watched it when it released. I sent these guys a message. I said, I hope you guys are ready to cry because this episode's insane.
Yep.
And spoiler alert, Corey didn't cry. No, he didn't. Of course he didn't.
Just tough.
But I did.
Just a tough dude.
We're going to talk about this. Spoilers. And I'm about to sneeze. My eyes are getting weird.
I'm about to sneeze?
About to sneeze or about to cry?
Getting all teary.
What? See, this is what I'm talking about, people. Nothing happened, but he's already ready to.
No, I'm just
cry.
trying to sneeze.
Oh, you're sneezing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Allergies
Your eyes
or
look like
something.
they're watering up.
Yeah, they are. Anyways, I thought this episode was absolutely amazing. This might be one of the best cartoon episodes I've ever seen. This might be one of the best episodes I've ever seen of anything.
Okay.
It's that good. It's beautifully animated. Like all the stuff they do. Gambit is the highlight of this episode, and as a huge Gambit fan, it's what I've been waiting for. And man, it packed a punch, an emotional punch. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I teared up, like I said. And then when I rewatched,
you said you cried.
okay, well, yeah, a tear.
So which one was it?
Well, a tear rolled.
You teared up.
It rolled?
It rolled.
You didn't let out a weep at the end? You weren't like...
I was just like Rogue.
Yeah.
I said the line before she did.
You choked up.
Sugar. I can't feel you.
Okay.
Oh no! So good. Chills. Immediate chills. I don't know what to say, guys.
Well,
Did you like...
go
ahead. Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Well, let's start out just swinging.
Okay.
I think partially it's your fault. that I didn't
Oh,
cry.
he set you up?
Oh,
Yeah.
because
you said it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You messed it up. You screwed the pooch.
That's called a spoiler.
You
actually.
did spoil it
I'm
for
sorry.
me, and
I'm sorry.
that is probably the reason why I wasn't caught up in every line. I was more like, where did Jonah cry?
Yeah.
It was a really good episode, but I think
bad.
that's probably
My
why
B.
I wasn't. I'm identifying it now. That's probably why, because you kind of prepped me for it. I'll only really like tear up if I'm like caught off guard.
Oh,
Oh,
dang it.
dude, you messed it up.
So I think
Well, this is my last week on the Nerd Age podcast. Shame.
I'm firing you or something.
yeah. You're gone.
I'm
Get out
shamed.
of here. No, I mean it doesn't take away. It was great.
I will say, even with the warning, because I was like, all right, what's this guy crying at? At the end, I still was like, I choked up, bro. And I actually laughed at the end because I was pissed that I cried and I still had the warning.
Yeah.
And Crystal was like, why are you laughing?
It was so
And I was
good.
like, I'm sorry. It was like a laugh cry.
Man. Yeah, I also think the reason. Okay, we're not even like addressing the episode.
Yeah. We were talking about our
We're
feelings.
just assuming
Let's talk
people
about.
have seen it.
Let's just talk about the episode a little bit.
Yeah.
Go for it.
We don't have to summarize.
Give us a recap.
Well, no, we don't have to do that.
Okay. Give us the play-by-play.
I'm just saying,
Scene by scene.
What did you guys think about the kind of Magneto being put in that place of power, kind of, and then the dynamics between Magneto and Rogue and Gambit before all the stuff happened?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you guys feel about all that?
So I think
That's already been happening.
I think that's why it was more of a gut punch to me, because I've been kind of annoyed with Rogue through this, because I'm like, you're cheating on my boy Gambit.
But they gave
Right?
you
Okay.
context
Yes.
in this episode.
So they give context, which is huge.
Which
But
I think
then,
we already knew, right?
but then the moment where she comes to the party, right? He has the conversation. She's like, explains like, hey, he wants me to be his queen or whatever. And he's like,
Yeah.
Friends.
you know, he what's the line he says where he's like, you don't need to touch,
He said some things are deeper than
touch or
Yeah.
something like that, or than feeling or
And
something
skin.
like that. And so
I think it was
he
skin.
says that line and he walks out, right? And then she comes to the party
My
and
God.
and they like, do the dance thing.
What is
And
she
so I was
doing
like,
though? You know what I
She
mean?
flew in, bro.
Yeah, dude, she was
freaking
like
goddess.
And then
Right.
Magneto was like, all right, clear the dance floor.
Yeah.
We
And
about
it
to
was
get
like,
down and dirty.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But I was like, oh, stupid. She's gonna go with Magneto. Gambit leaves, and she doesn't. She says
Yeah.
repeats what Gambit said, and she's like, I can't, even though she kissed him, But I was like, oh, she made, in my estimation, the right choice. I was like, all right, this is it.
Of course.
And then they do the thing where, so I think that kind of made it worse, because
It
I'm
set
like,
you
she
up.
made
Yeah,
the
yeah.
right choice. And then you see first Magneto go, and I think his line is awesome with the mutant that he's holding. He's like, "Don't be afraid." He says it in his tongue. He goes out, he dies. That packs a punch, and then to see Gambit do that, to me, it was just like perfectly done, where you weren't expecting it, but it kind of built up that emotion. To me, it was just perfect how they did it.
Yeah, the only reason why it wasn't perfect for me is it wasn't long enough build up and enough I don't know, relationship building. I'm just more used to more long stuff. It happened so fast. It happened basically in 2 episodes, and I would debate 1 episode on those big, deeper discussions. So I wish that would have happened like 2 or 3 episodes ago, and then this could be the huge payout. I think that would have been a lot. I would have for sure cried hard, bro. I would have cried so hard.
You would have been in your mother's arms watching
I
together.
would have called my mom and just been like, hold me.
Did your mom cry? You should ask her.
I doubt she's watched it yet. And
Don't tell her. Don't
hey,
tell her.
Mom, did you cry yet?
Hey, don't ruin it. Don't be like Jonah. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, she'll probably tear up on that one.
Maybe I'll go watch it with her. Hey, Aunt Libby, can I come watch
The next episode of X-Men with you
97?
Let me put it on
for no
pause.
reason.
And you just stay there.
I'm like,
I thought the stuff with Scott was pretty nuts
Scott stuff was sick.
when he was
I
like
love
in
that.
the interview and he's like, you
would've killed
stupid
all
people,
you."
you don't understand anything. You're
You know
like,
what
okay,
we've
dude.
done for you, what we sacrificed. You'd be
also-
all dead if it wasn't for us. And that's what you said.
Yeah, exactly.
also, Jean Grey sucks.
Why, dude?
No, I think they're doing this really well because you're feeling like that. But you got to understand how it feels like to be her.
Yeah, dude.
Also,
Also,
but you also got to.
Your man had a kid with her
clone,
but
dude.
she's got to also understand how it feels to be him.
Nah, dog.
He had no idea. It's like she's like angry at him for being like, I thought I was loving you and taking care of you, and then you show up, and I'm like, oh, I realized you're a clone, but it's not like, you know.
Sorry, I had a baby with somebody else.
No, bro.
He didn't know.
Think about it if it's the exact same way around.
And she doesn't know.
He was cloned.
And then she's like, oh, let me just make out with Logan. And he's like, you still got to be with Summers, bub.
That's not the line. But yeah, that was pretty crazy. Yeah, I thought the stuff with Scott was.
I think they're doing a great job with that relationship.
They are.
I love that.
Yeah, I was kind of like
crazy confusing.
It
deep.
blew my mind when she was like, "Madam or whatever, Pride or whatever. Get what are you doing? Give us a moment." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." Oh, she was spying on them, and I was like, "Oh no! Oh, he was talking to her the whole time. Oh, dude!
Oh no!
What are you doing,
no.
Scott? You're cheating." You're cheating on her, bro.
Yeah.
You're cheating on her with her.
He mentally
cheated on her psychically, dude. It was nuts,
bro.
It was pretty crazy.
That was messed up, bro.
Can't get away with anything.
Nah, bro. That would suck.
Can't have a moment of peace in my mind either. Dang, dude.
If I were Wolverine, I'd really think twice.
Yeah, it's a
And
trap.
he's like, oh.
But I feel like there's so much happened in this episode. And yeah, just like the build up to that, like Cable showing up.
Yeah,
Cable was cool.
She looks in his eyes. She's like, sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
See you later.
It's like, the thing I laughed a little bit was like, he just seemed like an old man because he's like, shut the music off. Hey, turn that music off. And he's like, oh, see ya. It's like, yeah, he really hated that music.
That could have been done better.
He came back to warn you to turn the music off. Still loud.
Hey, he wanted to get people's attention, all right?
Yeah, that wasn't the best.
Yeah, whatever that song though was a banger, dude. Some type of mutant.
Hey, that reminded me
anthem,
of the 90s,
dude.
baby.
It was like Enya mixed with something else.
Yeah, had some of those feels.
Moby and Enya
The
had a
way
baby.
they, like switch the colors, like of all the panels. It's like it's great. It's so 90s, dude. I love that.
But yeah, and then from going into that, and then like the explosion, and just like how it cuts out,
Dude,
and Rogue's getting
fight.
that.
Man,
All the action was freaking sick.
Omega threat neutralized. Dude, that was
good,
crazy.
Yeah, I think you kind of talked about it. That moment where he's like, I think Magneto gets knocked over, and he kind of has like flashbacks almost. Like, it's like flashes to like the mutants, and then it shows like you see like a Star of David and the barbed wire, and then he's like, I can't remember what the line is, but he's like, starts fighting back. I'm like, that's when he he freaking throws the train at him.
Yeah,
which was freaking sweet.
The train whip thing.
But that was like just like a really quick moment of like kind of showing you backstory.
It was really well done.
I love their fights and their animation. It's so good.
Did you guys see the Watcher in the sky?
I didn't see it. No. I saw someone mention it.
So Marvel Watcher.
Yeah. Big old ball head.
So
old ball head.
He was up there.
He was there right before the
Cable shows up.
So people are like, "Is this an alternate universe? Is it like a different timeline? Is that how they're going to explain other stuff?" I was a little like, just because I don't like what they've done with all that kind of stuff. So I was like, keep this separate, but they're not going to. But it was just interesting. It was just his silhouette in the sky, watching. So I was like,
he wasn't like dancing at the bar or something like that. He was in the background.
He should have been. Anything else on this episode? I think there's only 3 left. I think in this season, or maybe 4. I think there's
8, right? There's just 8 total.
Here we go again.
Talk with confidence. There's 8. What are we on? 5?
Talk with confidence, baby. 5. Episode 5.
I do know there's a 3-parter to end it. So it's
sick.
So it's part 1, part 2, and part 3. So next episode we get the Storm, Life After Death, part 2.
Right.
Okay.
I think we get another one after that, and then 3 to end. So, I mean, I think this is some of the best stuff Marvel has done. So I'm excited. I wish this was kind of the blueprint for what they were going to do with the live action X-Men.
No, bro. What are they going to be with the Avengers, dude?
Can you imagine, dude?
I mean, it'd be awesome. But I doubt that's going to happen.
Nope.
Anything else you guys wanted to say about the X-Men 97 before we move on to...
Oh, well, this is just fun for me. The guy with the big chops? The big buff guy, part of the council or whatever?
Yeah. What? I can't remember what
his name.
Critical Role.
Travis Willingham.
Nice.
Correct.
My boy. My boy
like,
Travis.
Is that the big?
hey!
Is that the big dude?
Yeah, he's big. He was right next to Frost or whatever that chick was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it was Travis Willingham. That's cool.
Nice.
I love seeing those guys around. Yeah, it was episode 5. Suck it.
Confidence. It's amazing what confidence will do to you.
I think it was only 8. Wait, are we?
Nah, it should be 9.
No, it should be 9. No. Okay, gotcha. All right, cool.
That's how confident we are.
What a good episode, man.
Yeah, it was so good. So good.
Yeah, the ending packed a punch. I'm not
It
gonna
did.
lie. Bringing back the whole.
I didn't think they were really gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Well, I thought Magneto. They took Magneto out, and then the way he went out was pretty sweet.
Well, it was
Remember
cool
the
too
name
how he sent that motorcycle
and blocked her out.
knock her out, and then be like,
and then he just touched it.
just blows everything. Oh,
Dude, that
so
was
good.
sick.
Hey, and my favorite priest, Nightcrawler, voiced by the
Homeboy,
same guy.
dude.
He
As the
kind of went out
original.
like a punk though. So
He's still alive.
yeah, but he got
Gambit
beat
saved him.
up.
But yeah, I mean, he's the guy that witnessed to, to
Brother
my
Logan.
boy, brother Logan.
That's right.
Keep that in mind, guys. Logan reads his Bible.
He witnessed to him. That's right.
Oh,
I like how they do. I like how they do.
I can't remember what the Bible verse is he reads
I
at the
can't
end.
remember.
It was so good. That episode is so good. I'm just saying. It was in the church.
That's where you get the
That's
great.
why he
That's
didn't
where you
keep
get the
kissing
great
her.
meme of Logan looking at the picture of Wolverine. That's where that comes from, kids.
That episode.
Yeah, check that. That's one of the greatest episodes. I mean, now they'd never make an episode like that, but hey, it's canon now.
Yep.
It's canon, baby.
They brought it back.
Marvel.
It's canon.
Marvel.
It's canon. We're gonna move. Let us know what you thought about. If you're watching,
Let him
X-Men
specifically
97,
know.
Yeah,
Send him a text.
My number is 509-599. Just send me a text.
Oh, dang, dude.
Let us know what you
Close.
thought about X-Men 97 if you're watching. If not, what are you doing? Watch it. It's great.
What do you do?
We're going to talk about
So
the Bad
good.
Batch now. We're in the final stretch. We had episode 12, Juggernaut, it was called. But we only have a few left in the final season of the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Omega has been taken, and the Bad Batch is trying to figure out how to get to Tantus. Josh, what do you think of the episode?
I thought it was fun. Kind of a weird.
It's so fun.
I thought we just had like
So fun or getting
fun,
kidnapped.
you know.
It blew up.
I knew we had to find somebody, right? We were talking about last week, like, well, she's taken, and now obviously we need to get to Tantus somehow. I didn't think they were gonna. I thought they were gonna go the Asajj Ventress route, like we talked about, of like, oh, she's gonna find them. But I thought it was interesting to bring back Rampart. Is that who it is? Admiral Rampart.
Yeah.
From season 1.
Yep.
I thought that was cool to bring him back. I'm always a fan of seeing turbo tanks. You know, seeing them.
So is Wrecker.
Turbo Man.
So is Wrecker.
Yeah, dude.
He was stoked. Turbo tank. All right. All right. There you go. Yeah, right. That's way better. I'm the kind of nerdy version.
Yeah.
Or like young,
turbo
a
tank.
young version.
turbo tanks.
Wait, really? Awesome.
But yeah, it was a cool. I guess we can say that a heist, right? You're trying to break him out. I thought it was interesting to like the switch he had of being like, I'm not going to tell you, you're going to have to get me off here alive. Like, what are you talking about? I've got all the, and then he kind of tricked him at the end, right? He's like, well, I don't know exactly where it's at, but I can kind of get you there.
Oh, this is his only way out of this situation, so he's going to do what he can.
But yeah, I thought it was a fun episode. I think the planet looked really cool, like that giant like wall or whatever it was, like almost looked like a dam. I thought it was just a cool setting to have this episode in, and yeah, just the action scenes were cool with the 2 turbo tanks kind of going at it.
Yeah, I liked kind of how they went back from that to seeing what Omega's doing. In the past, I feel like we've gotten just like one episode focusing on Omega there, and then
another one.
It was nice to go back and forth to kind of see what's going on there. I think, Corey, you might have mentioned it a little bit, but we're kind of seeing why did I missing her name now?
Omega.
No, the doctor that's there.
Oh,
The big sister.
I said her name last time.
You did.
the clone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
one that's
but we
close to
mentioned
Omega.
that, yeah, she's starting to, they're kind of playing like, yeah, she's going to be the one that
Helps her
kind of
out.
helps her out.
Yeah, might turn.
But I like how they're doing that. As you're seeing them look for her, you're kind of seeing what she's going through.
She's more standoffish. She's not so driven, so like exact.
Yeah.
She's thinking about her words and what she's doing a little bit more. Yeah.
And we got a little more information on, what
this
they're
all
doing,
is. Yeah.
why she's there.
That was the best part for me.
Yeah.
Because I want to know things and I want to know where they're going with the story. This was really very much just like a put the pieces in place. We're setting up for the finale kind of episode. So not my favorite, but it is a necessary episode that they have to do. But the last part was cool. I was like, oh, what? A bunch of little kids. What's all this? It's pretty cool. I'm stoked. And whenever I watch this show, I forget how much I appreciate the animation quality in this one. Because then I'll look back at like Rebels and be like, what the frick was I watching? And then you see this is like amazing, like shadows and quality of like textures, and it's just really nice. It's really nice. Like the face of the guy they were trying to get out of there was really defined, and I don't know.
His beard,
even with a beard,
nice.
his beard looks
and
full.
the lighting, it just looked good, man. I don't know. I appreciate you 3D animators out there. A lot of work.
Shout out.
But yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where we go from here. I mean, obviously, that like you said,
Yeah,
they're
how does
putting
it,
all
how
the
does it do
puzzle
it?
together to be like,
Yeah.
there's obviously going to be an assault on Tantus.
But how does it go?
And how do you get there? You need to kind of establish how they find it. So I don't know. I still think
Do you think no one's making it? Is what you said? None of the Bad Batch,
the Bad
and
Batch,
Omega.
the Bad Batch,
They're all
died.
gonzo.
Yes, I mean the three at least: Wrecker, Hunter,
Omega,
and
that's,
pew pew pew.
that's 4.
Crosshair.
That's 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Echo can stay alive because he's with Rex and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm saying the ones that are left.
Yeah. In the squad. Yeah.
Just because I don't know where you go from here.
I do
them.
understand that.
Like, there's that element where it's like, well, we're going to go live on this planet peacefully. But the fact that the Empire's after her.
Well, it's
and
already
this
been
is
alerted.
a time period where the Empire is at its biggest.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them being able to just go to some planet and be like, hey, we're just going to not. Because we've had 3 seasons where it's like their Empire's constantly after them. Unless they. And the only other option is you join the rebellion. And we haven't seen them in the rebellion.
Well, in that little like Nirvana Island planet town.
They can't go back there.
They can never go back there. That's compromised.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll end up on Tatooine.
What's left for them?
Right next to Obi-Wan.
It's a pretty big planet. But we've
like,
somehow only seen this side of Tatooine. Maybe they're on the other side of Tatooine.
Yeah, where all the jungle is.
Yeah.
The jungle's a Tatooine.
I actually, I'm just not sure what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of cool that I can't really fully anticipate what they're going to do. I think that the Empire is going to succeed to some degree. And I think that's going to be, but I think the Bad Batch is going to have some win as well.
Yeah.
I think it's not going to be a full clean cut. The Empire demolished. Boom. I'm so depressed. Or, I think Omega and the Bad Batch, they won. Screw you, Empire. Like, no. I think it's going to be both win and lose, casualties, amok.
Well, and I think, so here's my thing. The more I think about it, I'm like, I know, like, when in advertisement, you're going to be like, yeah, final season, you're supposed to go off with a bang, right? But they keep saying this whole thing like one final mission. To me, that means for there to be one final mission, it means they don't come back from that mission.
Or they retire.
Or they retire, bro. That's what that means.
But they don't. They're not the type to be able to retire because there's always a clone that needs saving. There's always, you know what I'm saying?
Maybe they start a bed and breakfast that's free to clones.
Omega's whole thing is like, we need to save people. We need to help people. We can't leave our brothers. So to me, it's like they would never stop unless they weren't around. They liberate their clones and they destroy Tantus because now she's going to know what's in the vault because he's letting her, like, in order for her to stay there, he's like, okay, I'm telling you what we're doing, why you're important. She's going to find out why she's there, and she's going to realize the Empire's always going to be, unless we get rid of this, they're always going to be hurting our brothers, making clones, doing crazy experiments. We need to get rid of this. And I think she sacrifices herself to get rid of that and save her brothers. I think that makes sense to me.
Well, saves her brothers. I thought they all died.
No, she refers to all clones as her brothers.
So
she saves all the ones that they're experimenting on, all the people there, but her and the Bad Batch stay back.
We'll see.
It'll be interesting. Find out.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Oh, sleepy guy over there.
So we'll see, dude.
Yeah, why are you so sleepy?
Dude, I'm napping all the time, baby.
I'm napping all the time.
They call him the cat napper.
That's right. Nice.
We'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah.
But I'm liking this season. It's been really
here.
good.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Asajj Ventress will show up again? Or was that all we're getting from her?
I think that's it.
Yeah. I kind of would like her to show up.
Yeah.
But for some reason, but I don't know
But they're having to go through all this. Like, it's not a well-known place. Like, no one else.
Right. I think it... Yeah, it probably doesn't make sense for her to show up because we said whatever the last episode is, the cavalry arrives or something like that. Yeah. She shows up with Wolf for some reason. And I'd be like, okay.
Hey. Yeah, I think more so he just did it to be like, she's alive because she's going to show up in Ahsoka Season 2.
Probably. Maybe.
And if she showed up in Ahsoka Season 2, people would have to be like, well, how did she survive? I thought she was dead. Now it's like, well, we know she survived.
Yeah, but how, though?
Yeah, but there's less questions you need to answer.
We should. The next episode is just an Asajj Ventress specific episode. We just don't even talk to the Bad Batch.
I was with Quinlan Voss. No hanky panky.
That's right. We don't condone that.
That's right. That's gonna do it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. You can find us on Instagram, on Facebook, on X, and on TikTok and YouTube. We'll be back next time with more Than a Rage podcast. See you later.
See you.
Bye.